Word of Life, December 2021. Taken from the Gospel of St. Luke chapter 1, verse 45. Blessed are you who believed that what was spoken to you by the Lord will be fulfilled. This month too, the Word of Life refers to a beatitude. It is the joyful and inspired greeting of one woman to another. Elizabeth is speaking to Mary, who has come to help her. They are both expecting a child, and being profound believers, they have both welcomed the Word of God and experienced its generative power in their humble lives. Mary is the first blessed in Luke's Gospel. She is the first person to experience the fullness of the joy of intimacy with God. With this beatitude, for the first time, the evangelist reflects on the relationship between the announcement of the Word of God and the faith that welcomes it. In other words, between God's initiative and the person's free response. Blessed are you who believed that what was spoken to you by the Lord would be fulfilled. Mary is a true believer in the promise made to Abraham and his descendants forever. She is so empty of herself, so humble and open to listening to the Word, that the Word of God itself can become flesh in her womb and enter the history of humankind. No one can experience the same motherhood as Mary, but we can all imitate her and trust in God's love. If we welcome the Word with an open heart, its promises can become incarnate in us too, and make our lives fruitful in many different ways. As citizens, parents, students, workers, or politicians, whether we are young or old, healthy or sick. What if, like Zechariah, our faith were shaky and uncertain? We can still continue to trust in God's mercy. He will not stop seeking us until we too rediscover His faithfulness and bless Him. Blessed are you who believed that what was spoken to you by the Lord would be fulfilled. In the same hills of the Holy Land, in more recent times, another mother who also had deep faith taught her children the art of forgiveness and dialogue as she had learned from the Gospel. This was a small sign in this land, a cradle of civilization, which has always been in search of peace and stability even among the followers of different religions. Margaret recounts, "We children were offended and upset because the other children who were our neighbors said that they did not want to mix with us. Our mother told us to invite these children to our house, and she gave them some fresh bread she had baked and told them to take it home to their families. Since then, we have been able to build friendships with these people." Focolare founder Carol Lubick also supports us in having the courageous faith. She wrote, "After Jesus, Mary is the one who knew how to say yes to God in the best and most perfect way. This is the source of her holiness and her greatness. If Jesus is the Word, the incarnate Word, Mary, because of her faith in the Word, is the Word lived out. But she is also a creature like us, equal to us. Therefore, we can believe like Mary that all the promises contained in Jesus' Word will be fulfilled, and if necessary, like her, risk the absurdity His Word sometimes brings us. Great and small, but always wonderful things can happen to those who believe in the Word. We could fill books with the facts that prove this. When in our daily lives, in reading the Holy Scriptures, we encounter the Word of God, let us open our hearts to listen, with the faith that what Jesus asked of us and promises will come true. It will not be long before we discover that He keeps His promises. Blessed are you who believed that what was spoken to you by the Lord would be fulfilled. In this time of preparation for Christmas, We recall Jesus' surprising promise to be present among those who accept and live the commandment of mutual love. Where two or three are gathered in my name, that is, in evangelical love, there am I, in their midst. With a firm belief in this promise, let us allow Jesus to be born again today in our homes and in our streets through our mutual acceptance by listening deeply to one another and, like Mary and Elizabeth, through our fraternal welcome of one another. Letizia Magri.